Hi, everyone. Welcome to another diary session. Today, we are going to be talking about something that is that is something that is good news for us. But before we start, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Wale.
My name is Precious.
Yes, Precious has some good news to share with us. So go ahead, my brother.
I got my driver's license. Come on up.
Yes, sir.
Finally, I got it. It was cool, man, brother. It was good. It was good. It was good. I shared in the previous video about being in process trying to get my driver's license. I had done, I think, the first test here in Maryland, which required me to do a 3 hour drug and alcohol test. It's not a blood test. It's a written test I had to study for. And after that, if you remember, if you had seen that video, and also you were following us, you already know the updates. So after I did that, then I did the written test, knowledge test as it's called, at the MVA center. Now after I did that, I passed out the first trial. Then I was scheduled in the last video I mentioned I was scheduled for the skill test, which I went
That's
into to do, and hey, I smashed it on the first attempt, which is good for me. I was pretty scared because everyone around me keeps saying, "Hi, yeah, bro, man, people. I miss it. Several people said they missed it for the first time, so
yeah,
they didn't leave me with a lot of confidence at all. But you know, I did do some practice, especially with the reverse park, because I mean that was one area I wasn't too confident about. So it was interesting
yeah.
that the practice was much more difficult than the real thing, because when I got to the MVA center, and the first part was in and around the MVA office. Then after that, we went to do the main road. It was pretty easy. Like, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm just like, honestly, it was it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be very difficult, but hey, maybe also, I mean, I did do my own part.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting, and I hope to share the video with you all. So please look out. You would surely see the video of the process and how it went, especially with the skill test. And so yeah, so that was it. After that, I went in, boom, they gave me a temporary permit, and yeah, we are. It's a few days later. I got it in the mail. I got my driver's license. So here we
Yeah.
are. While was this same thing for you?
Yeah, like it was pretty similar. Like I just moved to the country. For me, I think probably Precious has a little bit of a better advantage than I do because I have not driven in many years before I moved to the US. So
Yeah.
for me, I had to basically sort of relearn how to drive in a very short time. Well, again, it wasn't difficult to get back to relearning again, but the biggest challenge
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
remembering all the signs, all the rules, everything. So that I had to study carefully about. And for me, I also got a lot of information that people do, people quite often fail it on the first time. I don't think that's because it's hard or anything like that. I think most of the time it's just people underestimate the test. So, and a lot of people don't, at least from what I know, like someone did share with me that like, one of his family member came to the country, thought he was going to just one shot it just because he has been driving for so long
Oh
in his own
no,
country.
nope, nope.
And did not even read the booklet, did not do anything, just went to go and do the exam, and and he failed woefully.
Oh
So
yeah. Speaking of which, Wally, I mean, just sorry to cut you. I mean, you made a valid point, because I think people underestimate the test. Because I remember when I went in for the written test, I think it was a 20 25 question test. All I
Yeah.
needed to score was a 22 was to score 22 questions, right? I stepped in. They assigned me a laptop. Okay, I sat down, started my test. Someone walked in, was assigned one of the system. She sat down. And this time I was already at number 6 or something of the, of my test. Then I think I was at number 14. Then I noticed the lady got up like she was done. I'm like, is it possible? Am I too slow? You know, I'm like, nah. It was, because the interesting thing about the test is, even though it is written, right? It also comes with audio set, so you can listen to the questions, listen to the options, and pick one. So while you're reading it, the system is also reading it out to you. So therefore, there's a lot of clarity. So in my mind, I'm like, with the time it takes to listen to one question, is it possible she's finished within such a short time? Bro, she failed, man. That was what it was.
Yeah.
It was after I got up, I realized there's no way in the world she could have finished 22 questions in such a short time, because the system will log you out as soon as you miss out 3 questions, right? I think
Yeah.
as soon as you miss the fourth question, it
4.
logs you out,
Yeah.
because I missed one, and so it got me on the edge. I was like, you know what, Precious, pay attention, watch your numbers, and so when I got to 23, I scored that one, and so therefore I scored 22. So it kind of just logged me out that pass. So I didn't need to continue taking the
Answer
test, right?
the rest of the
And
question. Yeah,
I
exactly.
think from a product point of view, I think that's a great idea. That's a great way to deliver a product, because you needed me to score 22. That's what the system needed. So it didn't need me to really continue to write the test, right? So I think
Yeah.
that was a good product. I scored the point as soon as I scored 22. It logged me out. So I also think, in addition to that, fear can be a factor, because all of the things I've heard, all the scary news, people miss it the first time, everyone around me, I mean, for the most part, said, "Oh, they missed it the first time," So be prepared. Don't feel too bad, So fear can be a factor as well, even if people are well prepared. And also, I thought I could just, I thought I could hit it like just like every other person. It'll be easy. I'll quickly get it over. But especially for the first test in the process, which was a 3-hour drug and alcohol test, I had to
Yeah.
sit down and study it. Like there's no
Yeah.
way I could hack it. I thought I could hack it. Honestly, I wanted to hack it. But by the time I started taking the online test, I realized there's no way in the world I could hack it. I needed to sit down, study the drug and alcohol test, write the test. Lucky enough, I had the option of either going to the center to learn and to study, or I do it online. But I chose to do it online, so I studied online, did the sample test online, the mock test online rather, and after that
Mhm.
went to a center. To end of the that was usually would be a driving school for some people. I went to a driving
Mhm.
school to write the drug and alcohol test, because that test result is required for you to take to the DMV here in I don't know if it's common in the West. I think for the most part, yeah, in the East Coast, you are required to take that to the DMV,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Department of Motor Vehicle.
Yeah, so you're required to take that there and um, schedule the next step, which was the knowledge test. Yeah.
Yeah. So like pretty much like yeah, you're totally correct. Like fear could could, I would say, cripple you when you're doing the tests. So I was just giving like a different other reasons why people also fail. Like I said, like one reason is underestimation, and for me, like maybe I had some fear, but it wasn't predominant. I was
Okay.
pretty much okay, fine. Like I knew exactly what I had to do, because if I didn't speak with people, I think I'll be a lot more worried than
Okay.
yeah, than speaking with
Okay.
people. So I was able to ask a lot of people, know that okay,
Yeah.
fine, I need to take this much more seriously. That was the first thing I got. I need to take this seriously. Then I basically went exactly to the resources that I need to find. I went to the the State Department here got the document. It's like a PDF, like about 300 or 400 pages. There's a PDF that you get. Basically, study everything. That's all you need for exam. And I was lucky enough to also find some websites that basically provide like the tests, like mock tests for you. So I did a lot of mock tests. I use like different websites. Some websites, they make the questions easy. So some website, they make the questions hard. So I actually gravitated towards the website that makes the question hard, because I think for me, it will prepare me a lot better.
Yeah, they do. They that's the same thing for me. They help me a lot because, it did the same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I think one of the other reasons that a lot of people fail it is that the questions are not regular, or they're not, at least from what I can tell, probably they are not typical of what you'll find in like a school exam. So it's a little bit different. I don't know how to explain it, but just a little bit different from what you find like in the school exam. So I think probably like, so also so many different type of schools, so many different ways that you're tested, and you might not be used to just that kind of way of being tested. That's one
especially
of the
as an immigrant, right, coming in for the first
exactly
time.
Exactly.
It can seem very, very different in what you've experienced before. But it's pretty doable, so nothing to really be afraid of. That would be my opinion.
Absolutely, it's definitely doable. And for me, like when I did when I was going to do the practical test, I definitely asked someone to help me out, to test me and award me on my mark and everything. It's still, I would say that like it's beneficial to do that. If it's a friend that usually your friend, they want to say good things about you, but like it's definitely beneficial to understand, like to try to understand, like, yes, maybe your friend might not want to tell you you're a bad driver or whatever it is, but like really try to read between the lines of what you're saying, right? So one of the things that, for example, like the person that helped me did when I was practicing for the parallel parking, he said, well, it's not bad, but you just need a little bit more practice. For me, that means like I didn't get it right.
Nice way to say it.
Exactly. So for me, I had to practice that a lot better. You know what? I still, more or less, I did not get like the pass mark in parallel parking when I actually did it.
But honestly, did you had to do parallel parking in your practice, in your skill test?
So so it's very straightforward. Like they even have a video on the state website of everything they're going to test you on. So exactly what you see there. They test you on pulling out, they test you on parallel parking, they test you on changing lanes, they test you on turning into a cross section, using a roundabout, those kind of things. So everything is there. Just watch the video. You know exactly what they're going to test you about and practice those things. So parallel parking was one of them. So with parallel parking, I didn't know, but like you have 3 chances of doing it. I didn't know that. So I did it, I think like on the 4th try, I got it. At least I got it the way I wanted it to be. That was on the 4th try. So if I knew that, I would have just packed it like good enough, and I went to pack perfectly. So I did it like 4 times. So I knew that I would exactly. So there are some things that they test you on that like you might not necessarily be aware. So if you can, I would suggest that you practice with a driving school. That's one of the best things about driving. They tell you exactly what they're going to test you on, so they help you. So, but for me, and I didn't want to, because I had the experience and I was prepared. I had friends that could help me. For most people, when they move here, they don't know anybody, they don't have family, so people
Yeah.
like that practicing with their driving school.
Driving school will be your best
So
bet in that case. Yes.
exactly. So there are some things I was very well aware of that I knew that I could lose points in. With the parallel parking, that was one. Although I lose point in a different way that I expected I would lose points in it. Then the other one was also like one hand driving. I'm all very used to using one hand, just just like this. Oh,
Move,
whatever.
get out the way, get out the way.
Exactly. So
Oh my god.
that I was unfortunately that habit also came out during the driving. So the tests
Oh
and
my
I
god.
tried as much as possible to always remind myself to bring my hand to bring my hand back, but like he noticed that, but
What?
he didn't fail me completely on those points. So he knew that I was trying to correct myself. And
Okay.
the other, I also failed to monitor my blind spots. That one I totally
Yes.
completely forgot to do that. So and that's also like out of habit really. So
Mhm.
those are the places I lost points, and at least the places I told me about. And even to today I'm still working on that. I'm still working on trying to use put my hands on the wheel
Yeah.
regularly, watching out for my blind spots whenever I'm changing lanes or pulling out. And what was the third one I said about parallel parking? It's I don't bother about it any longer. As long as I park good enough, I'm good. so,
Okay,
so
so while
yeah.
you were talking, I was thinking in my head, like, I think there's some this similarities now, because differences, I would say, rather. I wasn't required to do parallel parking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Maryland. I think what I heard that it's been cancelled, because a lot of people fail parallel parking.
Oh,
So
wow.
even while I was waiting for my turn at the center for my skill test, I noticed even before my turn, nobody was required to do parallel parking. The only thing we were required to do was reverse park,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you do reverse park, then you drive out, right?
Wait, what's
Then
the reverse parking again?
so reverse parking is you go past a point, then you back in.
Yeah, that's
Unlike
parallel
parallel,
parking.
nah, parallel parking is, if I'm correct, parallel parking is when you have cars in a line, straight line, and you want to park in the gap between the two cars.
Okay. You didn't have any car. You just
Just
okay.
cones,
That's fine.
yeah. So, but that's parallel parking. Reverse park is, I mean, if anyone of the anybody listening today, please, if you know the right term, please drop the comment in regards to this.
I
But
don't know. I just follow the video and
yeah, so like I said,
well,
I'll share the video.
mine is
Interestingly, I'll
definitely
share the
parallel
video.
parking.
So
Yeah.
I'll share the video of my experience and usually what I was required to do, so
Yeah.
that anyone can see. But reverse park was what I was required to do. So I simply just you park a car next to other cars, right, side by
Yeah.
side, right?
Yeah.
So you go past the point a bit, then you
Yeah.
reverse into it. So you
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
into it, like I say. So you
Yeah.
back into
Yeah.
it. Unlike parallel parking is side by side, right? So you go
Yeah.
past it and you back into it. So
Exactly.
like you
Yeah.
don't back
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
right, you just kind of park this way. But why reverse park is the cars are parked like this. So you
Yeah.
go past it, then you back
Yeah.
into it. So you
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
all
Okay, I
switching
understand now. That's
positions.
perfect.
So
That's what you do when at grocery stores, at parking lots. That's the kind of parking that you do.
typically like parking lot, grocery store. Typical, yes. So that's valid. That's even more clearer than any example I could have mentioned. So that was what it was. How to back into a parking lot, basically. So, but that was
Okay.
done with cones. You right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I was when I was practicing on that day before I got to the center. I wasn't getting it right. I was, for some weird reason, just messing it all up. But the reason I was messing it up was because I was trying to back into the space too close to the car. during my practice.
Mm.
So I earlier said in this video that it was pretty simple, easy, right? It was this was the reason why, because when I got there, I saw the space, like I had enough space to back into. I was like, come on, what this is really so like, is this what it come on, man? There was no way in the world I was gonna feel this, so I said to myself, what, this is a space, a lot of space, so I took my time, I stopped, I backed into it, then I drove. I was just smiling. So when I came out after the test, all he said to me was that I passed. Oh, and then one more thing. So I was a bit worried. I was a bit afraid. I think that's what it was. I don't want to say, but that fear is not what it is. But I think I was maybe too conscious of, I was concerned. I want to get it right, basically, just get it right,
Yeah.
So, when we got onto the, I think when we got onto a 35 mile, I was moving at 30, and he said to me, "Hey, move it up, move it up. This is a 35." So, that was the feedback I got. So I moved up to 35. Then we got to 25. I dropped to 20 miles. And the guy said, "Hey, this is move it up, man. This is 25." So, I got that feedback again, and I, stepped on it. So I think for me that
Yeah.
was when he took me through an alley where there was a school sign, and I was required to, drop to like 15 just
Yeah.
to be safe. So I noticed the signs, and I think for me, one of the biggest, even right now, what I think is going to be, it is and will be my biggest challenge driving in the US is the signs. I've driven in Nigeria I drove in Nigeria for so many years, and there's a lot of places where the signs are missing. So over time, you just never look at those signs and you drive. Now,
Yeah.
I have to always look at those signs when I drive. I have to be conscious when I'm in school environment. I have to be conscious. I have to. So one of the trick I have personally developed is when I'm on the street where, when I'm in a residential neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's typical residential neighborhood. Automatically, I tell myself this is 25 miles per hour, right? This is 25.
Yeah.
That's what I say to myself. So as soon as I notice I'm navigating into a residential neighborhood, I drop to 25.
Yeah.
Right. Then my safe speed, right, is 30, 35. That's my safe. That's what I tell myself. My safe speed is 30, 35. But if I'm on the freeway, the craziest thing on the freeway that I experience is, how in Nigeria when we drive and you see a truck coming, like you speed up and you go ahead of the truck and you're gone, right? But not in this way. No, that's not my experience here. I'm on the freeway and trailers are overtaking me and going, and I'm like,
No, trucks is fine. Trucks is fine.
do you get? I see these trailers, like I'm talking about, like, I don't know how you measure them, like massive trailers, all moving ahead of me, and I'm like, come on, like back on my head of these guys, you know what it is like. I'm just like, whoa, and at this time, and what's amazing? I'm doing 60, right? I'm doing 60, I'm doing 65. When I'm looking at this truck just go past me like I'm doing 25. Are you for real? Like,
So some truck drivers are pretty fast here. So
man,
I don't even like try to drive past them. And once they drive past me, I'm just like, bye bye, see you later.
Yeah, like I don't know what to say. Like it's just amazing. What?
Yeah, the trucks are really good. So that's one thing. Also, like they maintain them really well. Most of them are modern machines. So yeah, the way they accelerate is really really good. Yeah. So thanks a lot for sharing. Thanks a lot for sharing your experience. Congratulations on getting your license.
Yeah,
Welcome to the US once again. That's another way of welcoming you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
Then
that's all right. Cool,
we
cool, cool.
we are gonna be sure, like Precious mentioned already. We are definitely gonna upload a video of the practicals, basically all the things that you need to do to be able to pass like a driving test,
Yeah.
in Maryland. And if you ever move to Maryland, if the video is helpful for you, please buy Precious a beer. Well, um, or you should also like our video and subscribe. Please share it with others. That also works.
Yeah,
Very well.
yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, please do share the videos. Please do like and subscribe. To help the algorithm. And so to help our channel. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. That's it for the day. We'll see you in the next diary session.